So the first thing that I really wanted to do on here was to identify what the trend was on the daily time frame. So here you guys are going to see me using the price note tools to locate the highs and the lows before I go to the weekly time frame. Now I'm on a weekly time frame and you're going to see me repeat the same steps, but this time what I'm doing is I am just putting my weekly higher low price note tools with the estimation zones. Now I did check the monthly time frame too, nothing major, just to confirm that price is going up. That was all. But now back here in the weekly time frame, you guys are gonna see me place a trend line, because if I'm back testing this, I want to see how it feels to place a pending order at my estimation zone. And that's basically all I'm typing out, is that this will be a pending order trade, buy limit, matter of fact. Now this part is very important, because now all that I'm doing is placing my stop loss and my take profit, and you're seeing me put it where I would set a pending order, my buy limit, and I'm using the bar replay. So once price crosses that line, I will be triggered into the trade. I'm only taking one trade at this time. And now what you're seeing me do is play this candle by candle. So now what I'm going to do is add a Fibonacci in, and I'm going to manually enter this trade up to the -27. Now I could have put two trades in at the same price point going up to the -27, but I wanted to feel or see what it would be like to place the manual order versus the pending order at this time while I'm back testing this out, and what it would have looked like. And now I'm just going to play it out to see if it hits take profit. And it does. And so this is I believe a 1.62 RR winner. And so now all I'm going to do is just type out how many pips I won. I don't want to clear up this price chart as I'm back testing. But this trade took 8 days to fulfill. And so now all I'm going to do now is just update the chart for the next trade. So just set it up while it's already in play. Okay, so we have another winner, 375 pips, 1.47 risk reward. This one took in total 10 days to fulfill. And so now what you guys are going to see me do is go up to the weekly time frame. All I'm doing is just making sure this weekly is not cluttered with what I put on the daily time frame. But now I need to update the weekly and the daily time frame, because as you guys can see, now we have a new weekly higher high. And now this is where I'm now updating the chart to say, hey, this is where I want to enter my next trade. This is what it's going to look like. And so, yeah, just follow and watch along. I don't know if you guys caught what just happened, but I was planning to enter a trade of price pulled back to my estimation zone where I have pending order. But if you guys notice what just happened, price made a new higher high on the daily time frame. So now that trade that I was just setting up to potentially take has been invalidated, because we just got a new higher high, which means that price is continuing the uptrend, and now I need to update my chart to now take a new trade back up to the upside. Now I have these trades set up as pending orders, hence why my risk to reward tool is right at my estimation zone. But the first trade for 131 pips would have only taken 3 days to hit, and then the second trade would have also taken the same approximate 3 days to hit as well. But these were really good trades, really quick trades, because the movement was so tight, and we call this a narrow market condition, where it did not take long for price to pull back, but it also didn't take long for price to give me my take profit. And price did push up a little bit more, but because I played it too quickly, I just let it be. But these were still two good winners as well. At this time, I'm not really seeing much, so I'm really just letting the price run up until right here when I see price make a new higher high. And so I'm just scouring out what's about to happen, because really price wouldn't meet any of my rules to enter a trade until this high right here. Once again, this is another narrow area, which means that price created a new high. And where I'm setting my estimation zone, where it's basically detailing where I want to enter my next trade. So it won't have much to pull back to get me into a trade. So here I'm placing where I'm going to set my pending order. And I'm placing where I would put my stop loss, not so much my take profit until this candle right here, because this candle indicates that price could potentially pull back. So I'm setting this as my higher high. So I have my take profit now that I get to put in. And I'm going to take 2 take profits using a Fibonacci. So you guys can see how I'm placing this on my price chart now. And now I'm just going to let the trade play out. So I'm triggered in. First, second TP hit within 2 to 3 days. So really, really great trades right here. Collectively, the trade was a 606 pip winner within 3 days. And so this was a really, really good setup. And these are setups that I find often that a lot of traders miss, because they're looking for like the biggest moves, like the extreme highs and extreme lows. So when I'm teaching traders, I often teach them to scale in, zoom in, and pay attention to those highs and lows that you would think is price consolidating, or you would think isn't price trending, because these are your money makers. Don't miss these smaller movements. And so now here I'm just updating my price charts to where I would take my next trade if it pulls back for me. It's a question that I love asking my clients. Do you see this as one move or 2 moves? And in this area here, I see this as one move going up, because the trend is still up. If you saw me, I was looking at my monthly time frame. Then I drop it down to my daily time frame. If you notice my monthly time frame, it was still in an uptrend, right? And now, so this area here is still in an uptrend as well. And so I'm noticing that this is just one move up. And so I see that price now is starting to go lower. And so I'm going to analyze this area as it's going down as a counter move. So it's a counter trend. So if I take a trade as a sell, it is going to be a counter trend trade. I'm only interested in taking one position in counters and not 2 like I would trend continuation. So watch what I do right here. So I'm setting my stop loss and my take profit. I'm going to enter on this bearish candlestick right here back down to the previous low. Once again, one position. It would have only taken me 2 days. I believe this was a 234 pip winner. So once again, it's a nice counter, but I wouldn't take these as often against the higher time frame trend. Now this is where it gets interesting and fun because price just reversed. It just went up past my recent lower high within the counter, which means we have a higher high if y'all see this. So now I'm going to use the higher time frame to now display where I want to enter my trade back up to the upside. No price has not touched my estimation zone where I would take a buy from, but this is where I'm going to put another zone. And so you guys are going to see me update my chart. Sometimes if you don't update your chart correctly, you can miss good reversals. So I want you guys to watch what I'm doing here, because the weekly is still in the uptrend. That never went away. The monthly is still in the uptrend. That never went away. So now we're going to really focus on this daily time frame. And now I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to update the daily, because my previous estimation zone no longer matters. Got to update with new price action. So now that price has reached my estimation zone, now this is where I'm seeking my entries. So we got a spinning bottom and then a bullish candlestick, right? And so now this is where I am going to start setting up my stop losses and my take profits. And this is what you guys are seeing me do here. So I'm taking 2 positions because we are back in trend continuation. I think the biggest thing when it comes to risk management is you understanding when you need to put in multiple orders, when you should put in one order. And take advantage of when you trade best. I trade best when price is trending. And as you guys can see here, I've hit take profit. I did go into a little bit of drawdown, but this is why I tell people don't fear the trade when price passes a zone. If you're supporting resistance trader, supply and demand trader, any type of zone trading, always focus on your exchange trades. This is why we set highs and lows. This is over a 1,000 pip winner, actually over 1,100 pips. So when it comes to you trading, when it comes to you swing trading, you can gather these trades too with really good risk to rewards without having to show up all the time to execute trades every single day when you know how to look at a higher time frame. So far all trades have been taken on the daily time frame. And as you guys can see, price keeps creeping up. It keeps continuing up, and we're going to continue up with it. So now all I'm doing is just updating my weekly time frame. Now we have a new weekly higher high. And so I'm just putting that information on my price chart and where I want to enter my next trade, which will be at my weekly estimation zone, since this is where I can see the trend continuing. Now I'm going to drop it down to my daily time frame and wait for price to start to pull back. So now we're getting some pullback. And this is now where I'm going to start updating the daily time frame to display where I'm going to enter my trade, which will be another pending order at my blue estimation zone, because that's where I got my information from that we're still trending upwards. So I'm setting my take profit and my stop loss. And this is when I notice I don't have a good RR, a good risk to reward. So I'm going to use a Fibonacci. I'm going to move my trade up to break even. You guys, if you don't have a good R to R, this is where you can use tools such as a fib to get a really great risk to reward. So I'm triggered into the trade. We've not hit the high yet. And so we're just sitting here in profit, going sideways for a bit. So you guys can see that I'm almost to my take profit. I'm going to move this trade up to break even. What I'm also seeing is that we just made a new higher high. So I'm going to update my chart again as well. We're going sideways again. I'm going to set a new estimation zone. Okay, price is pulling back again. Maybe I can get in another manual entry. Let's see here. Let's see what happens. All right, price is almost to my estimation zone again. We're going into trend continuation. All right, this is where I'm going to start to look for another trade here. I'm going to go ahead and play this out forward. I could probably enter this trade again here. Okay, so I'm stopped out of this position. Okay, and this is where I am going to put the information. I got stopped out for break even. Okay, had I not placed my trade into at the break even stage, I probably would have still been in profit. So watch this question. I'm going to ask myself again. Is this one move or is this two? I see this as one move going back up to the upside. So now what I'm going to do is use this as an opportunity to enter my trade again and update my price chart. So now we're back at my estimation zone. Now I'm going to start to look for an entry per the weekly daily time frame.
I wanna do the things that a woman should do. I wanna look good for you.
And we finally hit take profit. So I think that trade was a 2 to 3 month hold, but it was an 827 pip winner. The R to R on this one was about 1.79. So that would have been like a long-term passive swing position. And so I'm just going to go over to the weekly time frame to show you guys how we do have a new higher high. And sometimes it's just good to just keep going up to that one time frame, that higher time frame, to just continue to see the bigger picture versus always sitting down on a time frame lower, looking scaled in. This is when you can get, you know, your really big entries. So let's continue to see how this plays out. So now that price has pulled back to my weekly estimation zone, this is where I'm going to look to see if I can get a really good trade back up to the previous weekly high. So let's end up see what's happening here.
I wanna look good for you. I wanna do the things that a woman should do. I wanna treat you right.
From here I see that price has made another daily higher high, and I'm going to see if I can enter into another trade here if price can pull back to my daily estimation zone. And this is another winner, and I think this is about 748 pips to be exact, within 2 weeks of entering the trade. So really good trades here. And in total I took about 13 trades that accumulated to 4,538 pips, back testing from November 2012 up to December 2013. So that's just a year's worth of data. Now imagine if I traded that for real, right? I probably would have taken the same trades, maybe a few less, but these are still really good results, all taken from the daily time frame, just analyzing the weekly time frame, daily time frame mostly. And these were my swing trading results. Be blessed, you guys.